Hello everyone and welcome back to Only Leeds Bros. A bit of a different setting today as Dylan couldn't make it down. How you feeling after the weekend, Dill?
Rough. Still feeling rough. Some sort of toes on me. Throats and bits, raw as it normally is anyway. Some sort of head cold going on, but we keep going, don't we?
Dedication to jump on. I thought you were going to pull out with me. I thought I was going to have to do a match review by myself.
No, the missus had to bait me to go up out of bed, but sure. I got up till the end of the night.
A good weekend, wasn't it?
That was a great weekend, yeah. Coldplay kicked it all off.
Yeah.
And then just the match itself and then down to the stag. It was great, you know. Good weekend all overall.
You're going to have about, obviously you did it 3 days. You were Friday Coldplay, the stag on Saturday. Then you couldn't help yourself with a few points again on Sunday. So
that's just trauma under the bus, that is.
Yeah. Dylan hasn't got an alcoholic problem, sure.
No, I don't. Then I woke up yesterday and, well, it was actually last night, but yesterday morning I could kind of feel it. My throat's scratchy and there's loads of spots on the back of it, so I'd say it's either tonsillitis or just a run down. Just need a rest, you know.
That's what the gin was, yeah. This is actually not a Leeds fan channel anymore. This is advertisement, not to drinking alcohol.
Yeah, drink where I eat.
So anyway, yeah, we'll get into it. Obviously did a little video out there last night just to get in touch with everyone, just to make sure let everyone know that we were still alive. And you touched on the sad news about Saul Bamber. We're saying that we found out the news of Saul on Saturday. Give your take and pay your own little tribute to Saul Bamber.
Pure warrior on the pitch and a leader. Devastating news. Thoughts go out to his friends and family. What even my Liam Cooper put up as well. It was reading it was very sad reading it, to be honest with you. He was a great player. He was a fantastic player. But yeah, it's emotional even thinking about it, to be honest with you, because
it was hard, wasn't it? Like back in them days, supporting Leeds, like we obviously went over it back in them days, League One, and then pre-Gary Monk days, and even through the Gary Monk days, obviously you kind of kicked off with Gary Monk, but then them days when Saul was there, like obviously they were boycotting Ellen Road with Chilino, there was protests going on, there was just no feeling around the club, and it's kind of sad to think when you look back, because Saul was such a leader on and off the pitch. You could see him kind of doing interviews. He wasn't afraid to kind of stand up to the ownership back at that time.
An outgoing person, outspoken.
Yeah. It kind of seemed like anyone that kind of came across him, like everyone just kind of seemed to have great words to say about him. But it's such a sad news, and especially at the age of 39 with the horrible disease of cancer, like it just puts it into perspective, doesn't it? Like 39,
it does. Life's precious. Life is precious.
Yeah, 100%. So anyway, yeah, rest in peace to Saul Bamber, and hopefully when we play Cardiff, hopefully we won't need the first game after the international break.
Hopefully they'll do some sort of...
So hopefully the clubs can get together as a night touch for Saul. Hopefully it's not just a thing with black armbands. Hopefully they really pay tribute to him through the night, you know, and because he deserves nothing more. I mean, he was a great person. Yeah, so anyway, getting back to things on the pitch, the match on Saturday, another win, 2-0. What did you think?
Yeah, it was a good game. Obviously I didn't watch it because we were kind of travelling, but we got the few highlights, probably the first 10-15 minutes into the second half as well. Every time that I was watching it or seeing a clip, we were on the ball. You know, so that kind of tells you something. As I said, I didn't watch the full thing, but then I watched the highlights as well. Just out of the world, isn't it? Like, fantastic play. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Much since that Sheffield Wednesday game, we've been just on it in the defence, especially in the midfield, and then even the new players as well, making an impact as well. You know, that's such a lease of life again now around the club, and it gives us the momentum, doesn't it? It gives us the positivity, and yeah, we're going to win the league.
That's what I'm saying. Yes. It's mental. Like when you think like we're unbeaten in the league and we're better off already, is what we were at this stage last year. But it's mad to doom and gloom. I'm just like, I'm so happy that the transfer window was over, because it was actually getting to a stage where it was just depressing, and it was like bringing your anxiety up, being like, who's going to leave today? Are we going to do business? You're checking Twitter every 5 minutes. Have we signed the player? We got him over the line. Just new rumours floating about, and I'm just so happy that it's closed now and we're back to football. I mean, you look at it, when we take, obviously we know we had to go through the shit where Somerville, Rutter, Gray gone. It was hard times. But like, when you look at it now on paper and you actually look at Leeds' start to the season, like, it is a good start. Like, we know we could have picked up the win against Portsmouth the first day of the season. But if you look at it now, like, it's good, isn't it? Like,
I think it's a Leeds thing every year, though, at the start of the season.
Yeah.
They get a draw anyway, you know. But I think everyone's panic was when Middlesbrough knocked us out and there was no players coming in, and everyone was thinking worst case scenario. Now, it's still early days, but look, it's definitely going in the right direction. Whether the players and the staff and Ellen Road in general will keep the momentum going, that's the most positive, you know. With Cardiff in 2 weeks, hopefully the players get a well rest. The new players be a bit more familiar with the system, and we can get to hit the ground running with them. But as far as, like, from now till Christmas, it needs to be all go, non-stop.
Yeah.
You know,
that's
until
we need to lay down a marker. Yeah, we need to be front and centre now. And look, things have looked a lot better. Obviously, we haven't conceded in three clean sheets when the first 2 games at home, conceded 3 in each. And I think after that Middlesbrough game, everyone was kind of like a wake up call for everyone. It was probably something that the players needed as well, and the fans, that this isn't going to be playing time, because obviously us as Leeds fans, like, it was the same last season when we got relegated. We were like, oh, we're going to win the league, and it was the same expectation going into the season, like, we're going to win the league. But really, in theory, the Championship is a tough league, like, and it doesn't matter what team they are. Like, anyone can be anyone. We look at Leicester coming up to Christmas last year, like, they were home and host. They did win the league eventually in the end, but that wobble that he had towards the end of the season, and it just shows you can take nothing for granted. And I won't be, if Leeds do go and deal with Leicester as well, and we're romping the league at Christmas or into the new year, like, you just can't take anything for granted in this league. You never know in the Championship.
No, definitely not. And it's always them little teams, you know, like against the likes of, no disrespect to any of the teams, but, you know, you'll come up against someone that's in bad form, like your Plymouths, you know, you could even say Middlesbrough, you know, and then they just come out and they make a tick of Leeds altogether, you know. But then at the same time, it's a Leeds thing, but Leeds, they're not set up right. I don't know what it is. It drives me mad. Like, if a team wins fair and square, that's it. But when Leeds go out and they just don't play from the get-go, from the whistle, the set-up our ways,
you couldn't know. I think mistakes. Fans, we know when we're on it, and we know what type of game it's going to be. You can nearly tell, can't you?
Straight away,
this is the way it's going to go, or we're going to probably lead 1-0 and throw this away in the last couple of minutes. As Leeds fans, we're a sceptical bunch. But anyway, going through the players on Saturday, obviously the new signings, I kind of had my little say there last night, and the new signings, the new boys that came in. Obviously we didn't see Smith, he wasn't registered in time for the game, but the 3 boys that were there, what did you think of the first signs we've seen of them?
Solomon definitely stood out. Definitely. Just his passing and his movement. He was such a... So you've been playing the team for ages. Yeah. He was so familiar with the system as well. Yeah. Ayo, as everyone keeps singing the song Ayo, he's... didn't see much of him.
Still singing it.
I didn't see much of him, but the highlights I did, you know, he's definitely... He can bring stuff to the table. Definitely, you know, I think a few weeks he'll get there, definitely. And Ramazani is unreal.
He looks class. We've only seen a couple of minutes of, but you can already just see, boy, he just has that flair. And it's the look and all already. It's like the wristband and everything. And I was kind of messing there yesterday, but it's like, it does make you forget Somerville and Rutter straight away when you see these lads coming in.
Oh, coming in the door.
Like, there's still like a long way to go. Like, we would see them play next week and we'd be like, but like, it's just good to have the buzz on, and I'm actually kind of happy that like there's new lads here to kind of see this year. You know, it's kind of like the shiny new toy. You know, I mean, like what's he all about, and actually seeing like new players coming in. But like I thought to our class, like from again, like what we did see and the extended highlights that we did watch, looked like the first half we were kind of a little bit off it, but that's it in the championship. You're not. You dropped there for a minute. That's it in the championship. You're not going to have it all like your own way. So I think like we can kind of take that, can't we? Like we obviously the second half we were a lot better. We upped it. I was looking at Melier, a couple of clips of Melier, and he looked a bit. I know he pulled off one save, and the club kind of retweeted and said, "Oh, crucial save," but it was one that was kind of straight down his throat, and it's a save you kind of expect him to make. But he had a few little ones like his pass out to Ampadu. He rolled the ball out to him as well, and I just think with Melier, he kind of has that in him, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He has a mistake in him, and obviously this has been ultra negative. Look, if he still won the game 2-0, we're still unbeaten. He got a clean sheet effectively, but it's kind of just picking that there still is improvements to be made there. Joe Rodon as well. Look, again, he had a couple of mistakes in him as well, and it's mental. It seems to be like the long course. Like we get a player on loan, they play unbelievable. We walked and we actually got a loan player that we love this time, and it seems like that he hasn't been the same as what he was last year. And seeing the tweet about because he took the number 6 short as he turned into Liam Cooper.
Liam Cooper, yeah, it could be a possibility. Harry, I actually genuinely think it's Strike gone back in between. If I'm being honest with you, yeah. I think he trusts Ampadu so well, and Ampadu has.
You think that's the?
Yeah, that's what I do. I think look at that as well. Like
even though Strike has been phenomenal. Like
he's brilliant, yeah, definitely.
He's
but the partnership works. Maybe it's just a confidence thing with him at the minute. Because there was one that came over the top, and it looked like a foul, and he was calling the ref after Melier saved it. He was calling the ref as if to say like that should have been a foul, but.
Yeah, look at what it was, but it's even like his little things like his passing ability, like knocking the ball out, play like 10-yard pass, and like it's like little things like that where he's still kind of proven like last year he was unbelievable. I just feel like Joe Rodon he definitely needs to up his game a little bit more. But then watching back in the clips, and obviously when you watch it back 2 or 3 times, it seems like when we're attacking now, it seems like both wingers are being allowed go, which is obviously leaving Rodon and Strike more acceptable at the back. So is that a thing that he's struggling that little bit more because he hasn't got the cover of his right back there? Because last year when one of the fullbacks went, Fark always liked the other one to kind of stay, and it was working on the weekend, and whether it was just a tactic just for the weekend, but it seemed like Bogle and Fairbow were both being given the license to go forward, which was obviously Ampadu was dropping back in, but it's still leaving the defence that little bit exposed when we do get forward. And obviously we want that. We want to be that, especially at home. You want to be going at them, but it could just be a thing like that as well with the way now that we're setting up. It's probably just leaving them a little bit more exposed than last year.
But this brings us back though to Sheffield Wednesday about Ampadu coming up higher up the pitch and giving Rodon and Strike to pick up the pieces that needed to be done. But it's the risk, and that risk needs to stay there, because unfortunately there's no point to you being behind the bush and staying back all the time. Now it is. Look, it's definitely going to catch us this season, but it hasn't yet, and it's obviously working with the players around it. A few tweaks here and there, as you said, Rodon, I think genuinely it's just a confidence thing at the moment. Needs a bit of motivation and someone behind them. But yeah, other than that, I think everyone's kind of playing very well. I think the team is solid at the moment. We'll just keep going, and hopefully now coming up to Cardiff, it'll be the same result.
Yeah, well, with Burnley forced game back after, which that's going to be a tough game with Burnley, and I think that's where we really need to lay down a marker. We're going to be coming up against a team that, on paper, is going to be our promotion challengers, so we have to put down a marker against Burnley. And I was looking at the fixtures before on the lead up to the next break. We have got some tough fixtures in there.
Serious.
And it starts now again against Burnley. We have to lay down a marker. Do you remember after Christmas when we went on that 13 game in a run? We have to do that again. We have to lay down the marker here now.
I know it's going to be. I wouldn't be surprised if I wouldn't be surprised if they go out and they beat Burnley, and it'll probably be the hardest game of the season.
Yeah.
But then they'll probably lose 2-1 to Cardiff.
Yeah.
That's where it is. Leeds build themselves. Leeds do well against, I'm going to say, Premier League teams or good Championship sides. They always put it up to them, as far as I can see. But when it comes against a team that's struggling, hasn't picked up points in a few games, Leeds just turn over and let their belly get rubbed.
Yeah.
That's the way that I look at it. But look, it's
trying to keep yourself in check as much as it comes to be a couple of students on us on Saturday, and you're thinking, oh, this is the best in the world, we're going to win the league, we're going to be back and all, but it's like with Leeds, you always try and have to keep yourself in check, and it's not going to be negative about it, but it's kind of like we've kind of seen this route before, isn't it? And it's kind of like we need to just steady the ship one game at a time, like don't get too carried away. And look, Fark would be saying that in the direction of the Bobs. Look, he's been here, he's wore the hat, he's done it before. And I just think like this year we just need to have that kind of solidness about us as a team, not let anyone else, kind of get in our way. Like last year was a different kind of Leeds that we seen when we came up against the Ipswich and the Leicester and the bigger teams. We were actually winning them games where the previous years, like even the likes of Bielsa, like that came home to Sheffield United, the must-win games. We just never won them, and that's why I kind of convinced myself last year that we were winning them big games. Like you're definitely going up.
Yeah.
But then it was the lesser teams that was kind of doing us last year, like QPR away. Like that was like that game still home.
Blackburn.
It was way down at a hotel down the country with the missus. She got it for a present for me, and we went away. And we're watching in the hotel lobby, and I just remember it just round the whole weekend. Like, and it was just like straight to bed after that. Like, it still haunts me that result. The Blackburn as well. We obviously went down for the Blackburn game as well, and we were like, only make a day of it. And Savvy Smolik strong on that, like.
And that's just the Leeds way, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm dying sick now, and it's a worse feeling knowing that Leeds are at the screwing your weekend up. Oh, like my throat's in bits now, and it always is in bits. But I'm telling you, if Leeds go out against a team that you know that they should be winning, and they lose 3-0, it's it's a headache. It's just a pure headache. And then it goes into Monday, and then you're listening to your boss, and you listen to this, and you're saying to yourself, "Yeah, I'm done."
To me, like I'm kind of like, it's more so when you're like kind of listening to the Scum fans and Liverpool fans, and they're kind of like, "Oh, the Leeds and all," like that's like just winds me up so much. Like,
I can't say anything at the minute either.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Especially with Ten Hag in.
Useless. But no, yeah, look, everything's going really well in the club at the moment. That's great to see. We'll have to get over for another game now. Soon enough. But look, we're looking very solid, and I don't want to run away with it at the minute, but now till Christmas is where it's at. How many wins possible can we get?
It's hard to kind of tell now, isn't it? Look, we're only a couple of games into the league. It's hard to kind of tell like what way it's going to go at the minute. Look, we're only 4 games in, and at this level, it doesn't really even itself out till like around Christmas time. Like, so I think from like now to Christmas, you just have to keep it on. We've another international break again in November. We have to be on it because it always kind of seems like we have a momentum going into an international break. And then we come back from an international break and we just seem way off, and it's like we've never played with each other like that. Yeah. March international break just killed us last year, didn't it? I
wouldn't even be worrying about trying to get into the top 2 or the top 3. I genuinely, what we pulled off last season with 90 points was phenomenal. And it was just one of them seasons last year that everyone was scraping and scratching for points. But Leeds were fantastic, regardless of now against Blackburn and QPR and the other little niggles here and there and games that we should have won but drew or whatever. But we're fantastic. We're fantastic against Ipswich, fantastic against Leicester. So the aim should be this season is to get over 90 points.
The argument is there that it's a much weaker league this year. And it's probably going to be the most Leeds thing ever. Like, we're banging the drum out like the 90 points last year. And I do think it goes unseen because 90 points in this league, like, there's nothing to be sneezed at. And it's just typical that Leeds where they tend to go get 90 points and still not come up. But what I'm saying, like, Leeds could easily go win this league this year on 85 points. Do you know what I mean? And probably run away with it. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, that's the difference. I just think last year was like an absolute freak. But I'm already like being the Leeds fan and the kind of the trauma that's been in here being a Leeds fan like all the years. I'm like looking at Sunderland already and like they've lost Jack Clark and they've won every game and they look so good. Like, and I'm like, are they going to be the Ipswich of this year? Like, are they going to be like? Actually, where like, you're kind of looking at when it was first, like you're kind of thinking like Luton are going to be there. You're going to have your Burnleys up there with us. Sheffield United, obviously, of course. But like, I didn't even take Sunderland into the equation there after winning the first 4 games. So look, it's still early doors, but it's like kind of like that little voice in your head to turn around and go, "It's going to be us on Sunderland." Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, there's definitely there's teams that are gonna. They're just going to throw us off. I don't even want to say it because I know what's going to happen. You know, it's just going to be one of them Saturdays. You're saying to yourself, 3 o'clock kick off. Come on, Leeds, go out there and get 3 points.
Yeah.
And that won't be the way, you know. And then you'll see Burnley.
Isn't it?
Yeah, you'll see Burnley then just running away with it, or you'll see Sunderland running away with it, you know. And then we'll come back again. It'll be the same as last season. But as I said, I think our main concern this year should be aiming for more than 90 points. Like, that's serious what we've accomplished last season, you know. And like as Far kept saying, you know, we're just concentrating on every game that comes. Yeah, and he clearly did. Like,
I do think if we do it again, like if we do get the 90 point mark again this year, like surely it has to be. Like, there's no way we can achieve 90 points 2 years in a row and not go up.
Yeah. It's, I don't know, I'll just stop watching football if that's the case. You know what I mean? 90 points, like, it's like FIFA. It's actually like a game of FIFA, like. But now look, Leicester and Ipswich.
There's definitely his positives, and obviously this isn't like we kind of said, like we don't want this channel to kind of be like negative and doom and gloom, but I just think it is the trauma in you as like Leeds fans. Like, yeah, the result is great, and it's been a decent start to the season. Now, when you look back in hindsight after the 4 games. But it's like, it's still kind of like keeping your feet on the ground, isn't it? Like, the international break is coming out 2 weeks. Obviously, we have a few of the boys going off into international duty. We'll be keeping them on them, see how they get on. And obviously, the boys that are kind of staying back, hoping that they're going to be working at their fitness and a couple of things that when we do come back after the international break again, that we're going to be at home, laying down a marker. You like to think that we're going
hopefully no injuries. That's what I'd be looking forward to.
That's the main thing. And then the whole league is enough. If we go beat Burnley 2 or 3 now, everyone's going, whoa, right, Leeds are that's a laying down a marker here, do you know what I mean? And I do think right up now until the next international break, we have to be on it, because this is like an important period now where you need to be getting points on the board. You don't have to be falling the drip like what we done last year. It was a massive gap behind Leicester. Leicester did have their wobbles, but if we could have tried to keep pace up to that first international break last season, you know, we could have easily went up. So it's all about just like that, keep the average points getting at 2 points every game, and we're up. Like, we just need to keep on it.
Yeah, definitely. You know, and it's definitely not going to be easy.
The squad in general for me, like I'm a lot more confident. Even though last year, it's like the quality players were there. Like, you could see we had Monto, the Somerville, the Waters, even Archie Gray. Obviously, was like a generational talent, and it was like with all these great players, but it was like our bench we haven't got the quality, you know. We haven't got the players of like a squad like of a Southampton, of an Ipswich, of a Leicester. Like, we didn't have that quality to bring on. And I feel like now this year, even though we've obviously lost the quality, it feels like the players that we brought in has kind of brought the floor up a little bit, because so now it seems like we've a much better spread of like players,
in the different positions.
Yeah,
they can play in different positions.
You're bringing on, I'm going to feel a bit sorry on Dan James, because like, he done so well against Sheffield Wednesday. He picked up the hamstring injury. He's not in the squad the weekend. And you're already forgetting about him. Like, he's missing from the bench. Obviously, Bamford is injured as well. So when you look at the whole squad now as a whole, it feels like we're a lot better equipped to actually go the season. Again, you'd like to think in January we could go pick up 1 or 2 just to kind of reinforce it on him. But it just feels like a much rounded squad, where last year, like, could you imagine if we had gotten injured to the likes of like a Somerville, like we had nothing to there for a
No,
while.
it would have been a downhill.
Like it was give the ball to Somerville, which is where now I feel. And obviously, you don't want anyone to get injured, but if you do have the likes of like a Nanto getting injured, or any of the players, there's other players there that can fill in. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't feel as detrimental.
Yeah.
And even in that midfield as well. Like last year, I remember thinking to myself, like, oh my god, like if Ampadu gets injured here, we're going for. It kind of feels like now that we've obviously only seen a little bit of Tanaka, but it kind of feels like we've got more selection in the squad this year. So I'm feeling a lot more confident in the squad. Like I said, like the quality isn't as high as last year, but it's like the floors came up. Do you know what I mean? To kind of meet the kind of level of squad that with a lot better options. Like I was a massive fan of Melier there, and even though we kind of got in the team last year, I just feel like Melier is going to cost us a couple of points this year. And I know he saves us a couple of points, but I just don't know what it is. I just don't have confidence in him at all. Like what's
I know exactly same. Like it's the same. Going back to one of the videos, was saying that he's punching the ball now. It could be a tactic thing, but he's just real. He'll pull off a world class save, and then the next week, then he'll just let in a scrappy goal. Yeah. You know, and his kicking is atrocious. His kicking is absolutely atrocious.
Do you remember his debut when he came on against Arsenal in the FA Cup? And I remember like his distribution in that game was like unbelievable. I remember like liking him to the likes of like Ederson off Man City. I was like, this lad is going to be like unbelievable. Like he was young, he was 19 at the time. I was like, if he keeps improving and progressing the way he is, and his kicking ability is like that, because nowadays goalkeeper isn't just about saving the ball anymore. It's distributing, it's your positioning, it's everything. And his distribution that night was like unbelievable. But it kind of seems like since Bielsa left, his distribution has like fallen off a little bit. Things up there in the weekend, he was throwing the ball out. It's just not there anymore. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what it is. And I think this season for Illan Melier, it is massive. And I'll probably decide where he goes in his career. Like if he can have a worthy of a season this year, it could depend. Like, is he going to take that jump? You know what I mean? Kind of to the next level. If we do get promoted, is he going to be the guy to be our goalkeeper again in the Premier League? Do you know what I mean? I'm not so sure. So like, there is like kind of questions there to be asked if we do go up. You know.
He's like, to be honest though, out of them all, I trust Melier. I can't rate Darlow at all. I really can't.
Yeah.
I just
you understand. And Cairns as well. Yeah, I feel like we kind of missed the trick that we didn't. I know that we got Cairns in, but I think we missed the trick of not getting a goalkeeper. And I know Darlow was meant to be that last year, but he just hasn't done it. Like he hasn't been pushing Melier for that starting spot at all.
Definitely. No, as a Melier, he's it's just his kicking and the punching that just kind of drives me mad. But then, you pull off a world class save and say, oh my god, he's back. Yeah. And then we lose 2-1 next weekend. And
last year against Leicester.
Yeah, exactly.
The save last year against Leicester, we the top corner. Like the save is unbelievable. But I just like I do think like this is a massive year for Illan Melier. I think it'll depend. Like if we do go up, is he going to be the one that we're going to stick with? I do think he has to. Look, at the end of the day, if a goalkeeper makes a mistake, it's detrimental. If the midfielder makes a mistake, it's okay. If a keeper makes a mistake, it ends in a goal, and then we criticise the goalkeeper, and that's fine. That's his job, is to keep the ball out of the back and in there. But it's more so like the silly mistakes like that, the kick in the weekend, the pass and his distribute, and I think he definitely needs to improve on. If he's going to be our goalkeeper next year.
That's more or less it. Yeah, but it's just getting rid of the ball is the issue. Like he made a good few saves, like he did, to be fair to him. But if you're going to defend the goal with your life, you also need to attack with your life. Whether it is, hooving it up the pitch. But
that's what football is nowadays. If he's catching the ball or making a save or it's his kick out, at the end of the day, when he's distributing that ball, he's the first line of attack then. Yeah, he's the last line of defence, but he's the first line of attack to get us counter and quick. So his distribution has to be on it.
Yeah, definitely. Sorry, I've been Laurie coming in there.
What have you thought of fair ball? Like I'm scratching my head off fair ball. Like how
he's a different man. Like he is a different man.
Like we were in Ellen Road and we were obviously the chance memory of seeing fair ball now at home. And it was like Leeds fans kind of ripping the piss from him. And to now, like he's just been unbelievable towards the back end of last year.
That ball that he played in, unbelievable. Honest to God. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Barca start knocking on his door again.
Get him back. Yeah.
But no, he's playing brilliant.
Yeah.
I think it's down to Fark as well. He's giving him that bit more freedom, because at the end of the day, he's not just a left back to sit back. He's a left back to go forward.
Yeah.
And that's it. And you know, he's a wing back, exactly.
He's a wing back, isn't it?
I love him in the sense I just think he's mad. You know, one minute we're on the attack and he's saying, "Where is Fairbault?" And there he is in the striker position.
Over on the right wing.
Yeah, that's what to do. Good man, yeah. Put that in the net. But no, he's a legend. He's a funny player, you know. But he's really started to prove, especially for Leeds fans, as you were saying about the stick that he was getting. You know, he's really proved himself. I think anyway in the last 2 games. Like going back to when DJ scored, the little flick, that was the same thing from Fairbault. Fairbault was the one to win the ball to start the attack. You know, he's been brilliant. So is Bogle as well, to be fair.
Yeah, that was very good.
Well, no, he's doing very well. So is Gruev as well. Like it's gone to the point now, especially when we get
it looks like Gruev's like position. I think Gruev was unbelievable. He was solid against Sheffield Wednesday. I thought he was good again the weekend. And it's mad that like we're already saying like, is his position going to be up for?
Yeah, exactly.
How well Tanaka came in. Like I do think as much as I kind of want to see Tanaka, he probably does start with Gruev again the next match. Yeah. He sticks with him down Gruev to kind of see. But like it's like that competition for places. It's just class to see where.
That's what I'm saying. We're actually spoiled for choice.
Yeah, you knew the lineup. You could kind of tell offhand. He's starting, and there was kind of no surprises. You didn't really have to look out for the team sheet. You kind of knew, which is where now is like you're not really sure, and that's so good to have the choices and the options there to change it up. Like Gruev, like that as a battler, he's solid. He'll win the ball, and he'll do for them scrappy kind of games. You know, games where we're on the back foot, we need to defend. He'll be quality for that. And then you've got Tanaka, who looks like he can keep the ball. He can pass it. He can move it forward. He looks athletic. He's tall. He's big. And it's just like it's good to kind of have that variety there when we do, or we have to change it up. That we have the option there to do that.
Yeah, definitely. But I still think that number 10 role is the issue. Look, it's working obviously with Nanto or Aronson in there, but I still think we need a bit of height in there. If I can be being honest, you know, melee kicking up the pitch, or if it's just being.
Yeah, like there's times it's gonna have to. Like we all want to see pretty football, but there's times it is gonna have to go. I think the 10 position, and Fark obviously said it, we kind of have a little bit of a boy at the board saying that look, we wanted a number 10 and we didn't get one. It's frustrating, and it's like seeing kind of a few fan reactions online going, well, that's him kind of already like putting down a marker as an excuse that he didn't get number 10. And I understand that. But I also think like the fault does go on the board, because we've already heard that he said and told the recruitment staff in January
what he wanted
for the departures of Lorton and Somerville if it does, because he knew their trajectory. He knew that they were going from, like this time last year, if you had said about Lorton and Somerville getting the Mills for 40 million, 35 million, moving to West Ham, moving to Brighton, you would have said you're mad. Like, and as the season progressed, Fark obviously seen it. He knew that the trajectory that these guys were on. And I just think it's criminal. I just hope that we do have enough in what we've got to try and see us to January. But I think from the 1st of January when that window opens, like we have to be looking at number 10. We're going to need to get reinforcements in. Look at obviously a lot can change between now and then. But I do think that we are missing that number 10. Like Malto can play it, Johnson can play it, but it's just about can they sustain it over the course of a 46-game season? You know what I mean?
Definitely. I think there's going to be Nanto's season. You know, if he holds his head high and just plays his heart on the sleeve for this club for a season, you know, gets promoted, and then
I can't believe he signed the contract.
Yeah.
Man, the club like offered him the contract. I just didn't think that would be a thing. Words, he had to turn around and said this time last year when he was refusing to play that this time next year, not there's going to be signing a contract extension. You would have put your house on it. That's never going to happen. But that's just football, isn't it? Like it swings and roundabouts, and it's just. It kind of seems to me that from the club, hopefully didn't put a release clause in his contract, but it kind of seems like the club.
Oh, stop, will you? Don't be
saying that. Like Nonto is going to be like our main man, and there's obviously yet to be seen. Like Ramazani could be, Solomon could be. Like you just don't know, but it kind of feels like that was kind of like. The board or the owners kind of putting down the marker, don't know, look, he's here to stay, like he's our number one, like he's our kind of main guy, you know.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's gone in January.
Yeah, it'd probably be late to do that, yeah. Besides, remember the Lorente signed the contract extension, and everyone's like, why do you don't get like Lorente's contract? And then he was
it was the same with Gray. Sure, he signed the new contract, he was gone. Gone. Out the door.
You just hope that it isn't the clause in the contract there that's kind of going to have our plans down again. Like you'd like to think that if there is a release clause in there, which from Nanto and his side of it probably is, but you'd hope to think that it's probably 50 million. Do you know what I mean? Plus something ridiculous. Do you know what I mean? If a club
some man outsell him kind of sort of.
Yeah, something ridiculous. Like, do you know what I mean? That we're not selling them for 25 million. There's a release clause in his contract for 25 million. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
No, look, we wait and see now to see what the story is. Come after the international break. You know, more or less that's where we're at. Players are solid.
It's going to be a lonely 2 weeks now.
I'm starting to just crack onto that stag at the minute, to be honest. This is the
but we'll kind of wrap it up. You're saying, Dylan, that we're on 27 subscribers at the minute, and not even 2 weeks in that, and the love we've kind of received since setting up the channel, and we're both enjoying it, aren't we? Like, even at the start, we were kind of saying that, like, we're enjoying it, like, it's a hobby, and we're hoping by the weekend that we can get the 50 subscribers, which would be unbelievable for us, and we can kind of start doing lives and getting new guys involved. This is obviously a pre-recorded live. But we'd love to get to the 50 subscribers so we can kind of start doing lives and kind of taking comments and getting a bit of crack and maybe taking a bit of stick as well, like, as we go along.
I can't take it at the minute. I'm just thrown everything. Everything's just at me at the minute. I'm going to ring me nanny and ask her to light me a candle at this stage, to be honest. Don't know whether I'm coming or going. But yeah, if you can keep up the subscribers, it'd be a big help. If you light a candle for me as well, it'd be much appreciated.
Alright, that's it. Anything else to add before we sign off?
We're going to win the league. That's all.
You'll get better.
I'll go try my best. Yeah.
Get yourself a whiskey, get into bed.
That sounds like even a better plan. I'm going to put the kettle on now as we speak. Yeah.
Right, guys, we'll wrap it up here. As I said, keep the subscription going, guys. Totally enjoying it, and keep liking, commenting, subscribing, and let us know what you think of the channel. And we'll keep going anyway. All the best, lads.